IVM.
Welcome to Waddaplayah, you guys. It's Mikhail and Siddharth and Aakash once again. Yay!
Oh, and Aakash has cool socks today.
I have hot dogs on my socks.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're photo negatives of various hot
A
dogs.
thing he would never eat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, घर पे कैसे लेके जा रहा है? Like,
Kavita is looking for they are there. They are inside the shoe somewhere. क्या?
मैं बोला घर पे कैसे लेके जाता है ये socks? घर पे धोते धोते पाप कर दिए लोग फैमिली में.
Veg है ना. Soy hot dogs है.
Nice justification. And guys,
तो वर्ल्ड कप चल रहा है. बारिश नहीं आया खास ये हफ्ते.
This is the wrong energy level for the week we've had in the World Cup.
Yeah,
by the way,
it did a great
it's been a spectacular week.
It has. It got interesting as hell.
It
Yeah.
became the
Yes.
World Cup and
Yes.
not. Yeah, it's the League of Nations Cup. Guys.
why Sachin the spokesperson of League of Nations?
See,
Cup?
I didn't build human civilization to have meek voices be meek. So I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, but अच्छा है बारिश नहीं हुआ. इंडिया
अच्छा,
में भी
हाँ,
नहीं
वही ना,
हुआ.
I
बॉम्बे
think
में भी नहीं हुआ.
A lot of it
उधर
was
भी
just
नहीं
the
हुआ.
fact कि बारिश नहीं हुआ.
No, it's not that just बारिश नहीं हुआ. The teams also stepped
नहीं
it
कि
up.
अगर बारिश लास्ट वीक भी नहीं हुआ होता तो ऐसा ही अच्छा मैच मिलता था.
I mean, we can sit and speculate, but
I will.
Guys,
So-
मेरा टाटा स्काई फिर भी नहीं चल रहा है. मैं क्या करूँ? मैं अभी भी हॉटस्टार पे देख रहा हूँ.
हॉटस्टार मैं भी हॉटस्टार पे देख रहा हूँ.
हाँ.
everyone's watching on Hotstar, man.
Yeah, you know, I was watching the India-Pakistan toss and the India-Pakistan toss had more people watching on Hotstar than the entire England ka match ka average. Like
Yeah. You all remember this week the match got over. Sri Lanka England, right? Sri Lanka
Yeah.
England, 4 million people were watching. India Afghanistan, first 5 overs more people were watching than Sri Lanka England, which was a nail biter. It's the closest
Yeah,
game of the
yeah,
World Cup so
yeah.
far.
Yeah. No, not really. West Indies versus New Zealand was
Oh
also.
yeah, that came after
That was 4
came
runs.
after,
Okay,
yes.
Short.
till then.
Yeah, till then.
But yeah,
Actually,
who was-
Afghanistan was also quite close. Lot of close matches, guys.
Close matches, great matches.
Lot of drama, lot of recovery.
Yes.
We're not going to discuss all the matches because some of them were boring.
Yes.
yeah, but let's start
But
with
there were too many, like out of the 6 or 7 matches
Yeah.
this week, the majority were good close
That's
matches.
true.
yeah, and
That's
England versus Sri Lanka. I wasn't even watching because I'm like I don't want to watch Sri Lanka lose very badly.
I mean, like all of us were not watching, and then we got an update, and we're like, "What?"
Yeah,
and all
we
of us
did.
started watching.
Yeah, because I don't know half the Sri Lankan team, dude. Like it just keeps changing all the time. Like
No,
there's
Sometimes I
that's
feel
not-
like, you could change a player and they would call him the same name. You wouldn't
You
even
wouldn't
know.
even-
That's
know,
not
like-
why I don't know the Sri Lankan players. I think Joy Bhattacharya or Harsha Bhogle, one of the two, made a point this week that the difference between a Sri Lanka and Afghanistan in the world at this time is that Afghanistan players go all over the world and play in their domestic leagues,
Yeah.
whereas Sri Lankan players, besides Malinga, really don't.
Why? But
I don't know why.
Is their board giving them so much money that they're like?
I don't know why.
No, I don't
maybe
think
they're not making the cut probably. But the
Yeah.
point is they're not absorbing the experience from around the world. They're not interacting with different players.
Yeah.
They're sort of like stagnating in their development, which is kind of sad. But
Plus, they have sort of an emergency right now in Sri Lanka. So,
emergency in.
as in Sri Lanka. Sort of. There's like a military. After the whole blast and everything, it's been like very
No, it's
tight
been
on
nicer
security.
now. Like they've been getting it more chill. But
I
yeah,
mean,
they've had a very turbulent past also. With military.
It's certainly not the worst Sri Lanka has been, and India worst
Yeah.
also. They've done incredibly well at the world stage. So I don't think those two are related.
Okay, fair enough. It's clearly not showing on the table, but if you say so.
No, but that batting innings was really great. It was like that.
Sri Lanka's batting.
Yeah, because Matthews came in. No, so first you had the partnership between the two guys before Matthews.
Between the
And
captain, you mean?
Huh.
Dimut Karuna
You
Ratne.
can't even.
What a knowledgeable person reading from a
Karuna
Google
Ratne.
screen.
From Crick Buzz. And Kusal Pereira, obviously, the wicket keeper. Captain, wicket keeper got out for 1 and 2 respectively.
Yeah, but वो तो रहने दे, वो चलेगा. But I'm just saying that those two, 3 people literally made that score for them, and then with the ball, it was like this gorgeous moment of Malinga.
It was
Mumbai
Wankhede in England, man.
Yeah, I was sitting at home singing Esamu Malinda. Esamu Malinga. But I mixed it up from the original.
This is Mere Piya Gaye Rangoon, no?
What?
That's the sound the song is from.
Oh, yeah? No,
Do you randomly have sounds playing in your head? You know what the song it's from?
no, there was a song called Kalinda way back when I was small. And esa Kalinda. So, yeah.
Can we make that the jingle of the show, please?
Esa Malinga. Oh, I want to listen to this Rangoon song.
What? Have you not heard that?
Yeah, मेरे पिया गए रंगून किया वहाँ से टेलीफोन.
Oh, what? How old is this song?
तेरी याद.
I have not heard this
What?
one. I'll listen to it. Okay.
And apparently I'm the Englishman in the room. I'm made fun of for only speaking English and all that very shit.
But yeah, dude, Ben Stokes 82 and all he makes, and then they lose so badly.
I feel like
But this is the second time he got to the 80s and they lost. So
Yeah.
The first time rather.
Ben Stokes has a curse on him that his score in the match can't go higher than his blood pressure. It's just not crossing 80 for some reason. And it's kind of worrying.
And whenever he makes that 80 something, they lose. So it's not really helping anyway.
Yeah, it's very bad. And even Rajasthan also doesn't win. I think
You know,
it's the curse of Ben Stokes.
This England team is so interesting because for 4 years they've dominated and everyone's lived in fear of an England-dominated World Cup.
Yeah.
Whereas now we are seeing that the teams have actually been very calm and collected, and they have plotted how to deal with England. And England has just been happy with winning the small tournaments and like the bilateral series and dominant. They're like, yeah, bro, just like they did with their economy.
I think there's just a lot of mess going on. I think they came in as favourites and that pressure only. England does not do well under pressure. You know, like, and I don't mean in that immediate moment. I mean that overarching pressure of a World Cup. They've never been good at tournament
clearly,
pressure.
like the
thing is,
colonies are better
as a
than
country,
England when it
as a
comes
sporting country, they don't do well under pressure. In football, they've never done well under pressure when it comes to penalty shootouts.
वो लोग
and
World
things
Cup
like
जीते क्या कभी फुटबॉल में भी?
Yeah, 66.
अच्छा,
when it was held in England.
Oh, तो home advantage मिला रहेगा यार. उसमें क्या है?
वो इंग्लैंड का पिच सब फ्लैट रहता ना.
No, but like for a country that invented cricket and football and to have won out of the two sports one World Cup, it's kind of pathetic, man.
No, but you know when you
Like if I come up with a game and I never win it, I will be heavily insulted on the show.
But I tell you, I think like England needs to go through like a bad phase as a country. You know, it's just too happy. Their pound is more than dollar. Like they have no reason to win anything for their country.
No,
just
and
a very happy country.
Like, but think of it this way, okay? Like everybody they're playing with, majority of the people they play with are their own colonies. So the frustration.
That's where the sport has spread.
I agree, but that
Afghanistan is the first non-colony to play the sport.
Exactly,
और
but
उधर
they
war
were
हुआ था,
also
इसके लिए अच्छा खेल
but
रहे
they
हैं.
were also colonized by somebody else.
No, Afghanistan has never been colonized.
In the sense, अरे वो सोवियत लोग आके गए फिर
छोटा war था, and that also they lost.
Yeah, the Soviets lost.
The Soviets,
but then,
yeah, so Afghanistan
Osama
and
was their favorite, no, because of that.
Whose favorite?
Afghanistan. They're like, yeah, because he fucked the Soviet.
Anyway, the point is,
I love Dudeja's understanding of history.
Guys,
everybody else has way more to play for than England does in a cricket match.
Not necessarily, man. Come on, if you invented a sport and you've been ridiculed for 45 years for not doing well at the world stage, you have a lot to play for, man.
But
let's
when
not
you're
take away
England,
what they have to play
you're
for.
England, you're cold and tight-lipped, and you say very well, and then you move on.
No, the thing is, I realized this about England at this World Cup. They have pulled out all stops, but they've pulled out all stops in a way that kind of lowers the hand they had over other people. Like, for example, Jofra Archer, according to their rules, was not supposed to play this World Cup.
World Cup.
They changed the rules for Jofra Archer to play this World Cup. Now, if you're going to change the rules, why don't you change the rules such that he can play 1 year ago? Why have you brought him in 1 week before the World Cup? That's a really sly, underhanded thing to do. And
a lot of players had an issue with that.
And a lot of teams around the world then see that and be like, okay, so you are not as confident as you seem, and I have a chance against you.
Perhaps.
But I think Ben Stokes needs to remove the frustration on the cricket stadium and not at a pub by punching people. I think
वो तो एक बार हुआ.
एक नहीं 2-3 बार हुआ है ना उसका नहीं
मतलब एक वो अब
टैटू देख के लगता है रोज हुआ रहेगा.
Listen, at least वो ब्लैक बक नहीं मारा है.
नहीं बट यार हम लोग क्या बात करें लसित मलिंगा के बारे में. मतलब वो आदमी का एज अभी कितना 95 हो गया है.
There was a stat yesterday in the Australia-England game about the number of Yorkers bowled since 2010. Okay, for the Mitchell Starc delivery, it came after that.
Okay.
Mitchell Starc is at around 300, and there are about three people around him. Number of Yorkers in ODI since 2010. Mitchell Starc and 2 others are at around 300. There's another person at around 400. Lasit Malinga 830 something. 830. What sort of domination is that, man?
But yeah, he knows his Yorkers, dude. Like, and anybody whose arm is coming over the wicket when they're bowling, like Slingy, even Kedar Jadhav, na. Like the minute you start messing with delivery point in that kind of an angle, you can do magic.
But even what I really liked is, even though his like Yorkers, like even in the IPL, which I saw that even if the Yorkers weren't coming, he was still bowling those slower cutters.
Yeah.
Which was still effective because Malinga's reputation is that Yorker person.
Exactly.
Every match they can't take it that slower one dale.
And the thing is, if you look at the IPL statistics, he actually bowled more than half his deliveries as slower deliveries.
Yeah. In the later
in the last
IPLs,
one.
you mean?
In the last IPL, in the big IPL, he actually bowled more slower balls than he bowled his regular stock balls or faster balls. तो मतलब उसने पूरा strategy उल्टा करके दे दिया.
It's the classic reinvention at the end of a sportsperson's career, right?
Yeah.
It was wonderful to watch. Also, the loss England had to Sri Lanka and the loss England had to Australia, I feel like groundbreaking because they are now two different ways to beat England.
Yeah.
Like Sri Lanka just surprised them. They threw a spinner up front, then Malinga came and things like that. And that was one way to beat England. Everyone thought like, okay, this is a small kink in England's armour.
Yeah.
Australia came and they beat them very classically.
Yeah.
The two fast bowlers up front and then spinners in the middle overs.
But Berendorf had like an epiphany of a match, dude. That just the opening spell was freaking great. Second ball.
You know which ball that reminded me of the first James Vince wicket? Do you all remember the delivery to Mohammad Yusuf in Irfan Pathan's hat trick in Karachi 2006?
Man, this is
was it the bowl?
It was bowled, yes.
I remember the wicket.
He bowled from Yusuf's leg side. It pitched on middle of stump and straight into hit stump through the bat and pad.
Yeah. I remember this one. This one.
I saw too many similarities between that and that.
Yeah, because it was swinging, right? It was
Copy
like...
You
know?
No, but तुम लोग मेरे को बात बताओ. Match final is going to happen at Lords. If the ball is going to move this way and Stark and this other dude is going to bowl, I think it's going to be tough for India.
Oh, but it's going to be India-Bangladesh.
No, India.
It's a bit premature to assume that India and Australia are going to play the finals.
Hey guys,
like,
come on, man. This is becoming a tournament of upsets. And
I like it. I don't think India is unlikely to make the semi-finals, but like that's still a knockout stage. So like you can't just assume they'll make it to the final.
But now England is in trouble, which is like nobody thought of this.
England is in trouble. No, someone else will make it to the semi-final and could beat
India.
But
at the start of the tournament, like if I said that, everyone was like India, England. Even now when I watch that dugout, everyone's like India, England final.
I'm so glad that in the India-Afghanistan game, India obviously had a huge scare, right? My fear with India was that they, like England in Champions Trophy 2017, will dominate the group stages, and in the first knockout stage they'll stumble. I'm so glad they had a challenge, a real scare in Afghanistan, and they came over that. So now the team has like belief that okay, we were in a tough situation before we got out of that hole and things like that.
Yeah, but honestly, like watching that match, I kind of felt like we were in control, like throughout. Like I know it felt like
the bowling felt really in control.
I didn't feel until the last over.
You honestly felt like you were in control. India was in control.
Yeah,
the bowling,
with Nabi's spurt, there was slight concern, but I at no point felt like we were going to lose this match.
What really annoyed me in the India-Afghanistan game were the commentators because
who Jatin Sapro?
Because there were Afghanistani commentators.
I don't watch that Hindi commentary. Yuck.
He does English also.
I'm talking about Sanjay Manjrekar specifically.
Sanjay.
Because literally, I'll tell you, I don't know who got dismissed. It was in the last 3 or 4 overs, okay? And as soon as the Afghani batsman got dismissed, Sanjay Manjrekar said, and now India, who was always dominating the game, can further breathe a sigh of relief.
When Nabi got out.
One ball before that, he kept saying, India's in a huge spot of bother right now, guys. The match can go anyway. I was like, man, I can hear you, man.
No, dude, Sanjay Manjrekar, usko hai na, ek to whenever India is, Dhoni is involved somewhere, no, uska hai na, he just jizzes all over the place, dude. It's just like, Dhoni has no contribution to the ball, but Dhoni ki baat, topic nikalega wo kidhar se.
Mahi maar raha hai.
Arey, Mahi par field pe nahi hai, bro. Like, you understand the problem. Like, you can't compliment his batting when he's not on strike. That's not how it works.
Well, what did you guys think of Sachin's comment on Dhoni's batting?
It was a comment. It was just
people trolled Sachin a lot because he said that he didn't show
unemployment is an issue.
Shut up, man. Sachin's not unemployed.
No, the people who commented, man.
It hurt you so much.
I was like, Sachin ko kuch mat bol, samjha na? It was basically, he said that they didn't show positive intent, which was true, dude. I think 52 balls, 28 or something he made.
No, man.
But we bring him for defensive purposes.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think we'd bring him for defensive purposes, but it's Sachin's job to comment and it's Dhoni's job to do what he thinks is best. The matter should end there. It should not be like, kaisa bola tu? No, I don't support that at all.
Yeah, the trolling is too much, and especially you can't troll Sachin. Like, that's what I realized, that no one's like happy, like no one's like protected on social media. If Sachin's getting trolled.
I saw one comment that said Sachin, first of all, he retired, can't do anything now. Now he's trying to bring his loser son into the team, and he wants to say this about Mahibhai also. I was like,
did
what?
you guys read that thing about Arjun Tendulkar bowling to the England?
Yeah.
अच्छा
all-rounder बनने वाला है.
हाँ वो सही है.
All round, I don't think he's
He's an all-rounder.
Yeah,
He's an all-rounder. I've just known of him as a left-arm
He
fast
played in the
bowler.
Mumbai T20 League.
Oh yeah,
I followed
and he's a
that
lefty
shit.
batsman and like he's pretty good. Like वो थोड़ा like I think he'll be like a I don't know who, but not a
Like
Ben Stokes, I don't know yet.
better Vijay Shankar.
A better Irfan Pathan.
No, better Irfan Pathan
is
under
later
Greg
years.
Chappell.
Yeah.
Under Greg Chappell's Irfan Pathan, yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
A better Irfan Pathan, no.
But from the Greg Chappell era, not the one before Greg Chappell.
John Wright.
Yeah, under John Wright. Yeah,
Not John, because he didn't bat under John. Right?
Yeah.
He didn't bat under John Wright, but
But he was still like one of those pinch hitters who used to come at the end, hit a 6 or 2.
No, he had a phase where he went at number 3 and
That
things
was
like
with
that
Greg
was
Chappell.
nice.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was-
Greg Chappell.
Then he was just confused मैं क्या किस पे ध्यान दूँ नेट्स में उसको टाइम ही नहीं मिलता था. He's like ये करूँ वो करूँ. But that was what I'm liking now is about like even the same game India Afghanistan or even general like whatever I'm watching so far is that like now 50 overs become like a mix of Test and T20.
I hate that 50 overs are played like how I used to play in my building. Because they just play out the first 30 overs.
But it's like a test, like the first 10-15 overs when you watch it, where there are these 2 slips in England, it feels like a test match. That they are like, okay, let us get to 50 without a
there's
wicket.
a lack of for the lack of a better word, there's a lack of intent in the first 30 overs. Everyone just wants to everyone thinks that if you take the game deep, that means you win it.
That's what's happening,
I was
right?
genuinely thinking about this the other day. Ki, the criteria for picking an opening batsman is somebody who scores quickly and somebody who has quick reflexes.
Yes.
But the entire role has been reversed, dude.
Yeah.
What batsmen have to do at certain positions has completely changed because everybody wants to play out those first 10 overs.
I don't have a problem with it specifically changing. What I have a problem with is that another approach is not being taken at all. Like
West Indies is taking that and you see the result.
No, West Indies is slightly different. If India had taken that approach against Pakistan in 2003, where we were chasing a score of 275, where say in the first 30 overs we scored like 120 odd and left 150 for the last 20 overs.
Yeah.
It would have been a very... First of all, in World Cup games, your pressure is at its peak.
But that's so,
okay,
that
so
is a
it's
different
not,
era that we are talking right now.
It's a different era, but
T20.
pressure is pressure, man.
No, but batsmen are way better at accelerating quickly now as well. I think that's also
But
changing.
those times it was like the 15 over 90 ball thing where you have to hit those runs in those 90 balls an odd 75. But like because like I remember even Sachin saying the same thing that if they knew about T20, they played T20 during 2003, 358 they would have gotten close and not crumbled under pressure so much.
And I think, but yeah, it's interesting to see how that role is changing for me because and India also does that to an extent, man. Shikhar comes and he plays freely now. I mean, KL plays freely, or now actually Rohit is the one playing freely, and then
what happens is see, 5th, 7th over if these guys are like at 30 odd, there will be an over where they'll get those 3 boundaries, it'll be 15 runs, and then by the end of 10th over they're 45, 50. Yeah. Which is almost a normal, like you could say.
Which is a great way to start, I feel.
I don't know.
It's changed. It's definitely changed, but that's the point. The game is going to change.
Yeah.
I feel like taking the game deep is not an approach that suits all teams. And the exact opposite of that, which is that you go bonkers from the start, which is West Indies approach.
Yeah.
Doesn't suit everyone either. In fact, it doesn't suit West Indies as much either. West Indies need one Joe Root like batsman. And West Indies could actually be world champions if this entire World Cup was played again.
Yeah, someone needs to stand and
there needs to be one person around whom everyone plays because currently what's happening with the West Indies is that one person hits and everyone plays around that person. And that's such a high risk approach.
But it's gotten them a World Cup. You know what I mean? Like they have, it's a culture of match-winning players working together.
I don't think it's 75-79 they were hitting all around.
It's a culture of T20 cricket which they are very good at.
Yeah. I agree. And that's what you saw also with Braithwaite at the end of the New Zealand match. Like
you need 6 runs in 7 balls. Just take a single.
Yeah, he could have just taken that single. He could have just taken that single.
It was heartbreaking. Dude. It was heartbreaking to see.
It was heartbreaking, but at the same time, I'm like, then if this is your approach, then I don't think you'll deserve to be like world champion. Like I felt bad for him.
शिवाजी पार्क में बैठे तू नहीं रे हट
देख वो क्या हम लोग इधर क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे बैठ के खार में बैठ या शिवाजी पार्क में बैठ या मलाड में बैठ like
I don't know.
We are equally like.
I really like the West Indies because it's the only team that has names that my cousins have. So I really identify.
Carlos.
Carlton, Brendan, Nathan.
Cottrell.
Nathan is Australia also.
But you know, Cottrell is like one of the most old school bowlers I've seen in like modern day cricket. Don't you all like see his action? He's wearing those full sleeve shirts and.
I mean,
you know,
if you're going to talk about style, then yeah, West Indies does dominate that game.
That old school.
Dude, there was this one time in IPL when somebody's earring got lost. Okay.
Earring.
अभी umpire सब लोग earring ढूंढ रहे हैं. Or there were like some 3 West Indians around the pitch at that point.
Yeah.
And first the commentator is like, oh, somebody lost an earring. A lot of candidates for losing earrings today.
On that note, should we take a break?
Absolutely.
We'll head to a break and see you after this break.
Break.
इसका sound effect मस्त है यार.
Hello and welcome to a brand new and exciting week on IVM. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Storytel and Paytm Money. This week on Cyrus Says, author and poet Jerry Pinto talks to Cyrus about how Bombay has been a muse in his writing, his unique teaching style as a professor, his sleeper hit novel M and the Big Whom, and more. Also check out the special Q&A edition of Cock and Bull that we did with Cyrus, where me and Amit Doshi sat down and asked him a bunch of questions for an hour. It was a lot of fun. It's the 100th episode of the Pragati podcast. On this episode, the tables have turned. Pawan Srinath occupies the guest seat and Winona Laisram serves as the host. She talks to him about his last decade of working in public policy and recording 100 podcast episodes. On Business Next by Bloomberg Quint, Govindraj Ethiraj talks to the co-author of the best-selling book Fish, Harry Paul. They talk about the importance of a culture of excellence in an organization. On our brand new show, The Origin of Things, Chuck narrates a story of an industrious town, the effect of war and employee benefits before it was cool. Will you be able to guess the brand before Chuck reveals it? Listen in to find out. On Waddaplayah, Aakash, Mikhail and Siddharth are analyzing the ongoing World Cup matches and also the trending topics of other sports. On Not Just Dhansak, Perzan talks to Vera Springett about how Parsis exchange food recipes online. On Keeping It Queer, Naveen and Farhad are joined by Mahima Kukreja, who led the bandwagon of the Me Too movement in India. They discuss the movement and its consequences. On Paperback, Satyajit and Racheta talk to Mansi Shetty, the founder of What Are You Reading Today, about her mood-based book recommendations. And with that, let's continue on with your show.
Waddaplayah.
What an introduction to the next segment by Dudeja. Dudeja, have you considered a life as a segment opener?
As a VO.
I think you should be at every IVM recording and just open segments for them.
Hey guys, if you like this podcast.
Okay, but now we've come to Akash's favorite segment. Akash, don't you love this segment?
Aakash is getting into other sports like Ludo.
What's happening in the world of Ludo? I'm actually not like comically. I'm actually interested.
The app I had got pulled off.
Ludo King got pulled off.
Not that one. I had another app, and then now Ludo King is the only
Ludo
one.
King is do you want to play Ludo? I'm like, no, why are you asking me?
Ludo King is like the most popular Ludo app in the country. I think the one sport that has become most popular in this country is Dream 11.
Oh yeah,
it's damn shady, dude.
ये game है महान.
It's damn shady.
Why do you say it's shady?
Because it's marketed as a skill-based game.
But that's how
It has
fancy
a
leagues
little
are
bit of
marketed.
skill, right?
But it's not. But
In fact, FIFA is marketed like that.
the
man.
money is like not.
Skill level money.
Like, I mean, it amounts to gambling, no? Technically,
It is gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
so
mean, like, if
it's
you
like
boil
an
it down
attempt to bypass the gambling laws by calling it a skill-based game.
Huh.
Like
Yeah.
poker isn't gambling because it's skill-based.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's kind of true also.
Yeah, poker is.
Yeah.
But with this, I don't know. So.
ड्रीम 11 भी है तो मैंने बहुत बार पैसा डाला और कभी नहीं जीता तो I'm sure skill लगता होगा उसमें.
नहीं, dude.
With
It's
a
like,
high opinion of himself, Siddharth Dudeja.
नहीं, I'm like इतना मैं देखने के बाद भी नहीं जीत रहा हूँ तो कुछ तो सीन होगा.
no, it's
इसका.
like picking numbers, man.
But guys, this Dream 11 is irrelevant in this segment.
No, I thought because उसमें football और सब भी होता है इसलिए.
Oh,
Well played,
what a segue.
What a segue.
No, but F1, a huge race happened in France this week. Did you all follow that?
No. What is
Did you
the
all
name?
follow F1 at all?
All the
You
races
do.
are huge only, no?
What's that?
All the races are important. There are like 12 races.
No, but
Hamilton's winning continuously.
In the context of a season, right? There are 21 races in a season. And now we are down about 8 races,
Yeah,
right?
17,
So like a narrative for the season has been set.
Set.
That
And
Mercedes is
the
winning.
next few races either strengthen or break that narrative.
Right.
So
And
what's
the narrative
happening?
is continuing. It's boring to watch, but like if you're a long-term fan of F1, you're witnessing something very special, I feel.
I'm a fan of
That,
F1 the game more than F1 the actual
I'm
race.
a
So you're a
fan
fan
of-
of Midtown Madness, you're saying. Okay. You're an NFS fan, we understood.
I am a fan of this YouTube channel called F1 Crashes. It's really like, it's scary, but it's also fun to watch.
Yeah, like Rush.
But
Yeah.
Hamilton
He's still
scored a-
trailing, he's still leading and he's still leaving everybody in
No,
the dust.
that's boring to say, but like he scored a hat trick this weekend.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton, okay,
He scored
yeah,
a,
because
he scored a hat trick this weekend.
Oh yeah?
A hat trick is a race win. You lead every lap, fastest lap, and pole
Pole
position.
position. Oh, he
So
got
चार चीज
everything.
हो गया
Yeah.
तो हैट्रिक कैसे हो?
But that's
मतलब fourth
वो लोग
trick
का
नहीं
हैट्रिक
है.
4 है.
हाँ.
Fourth trick. Fourth
अरे hat is not a
Yeah,
number.
it's not try trick, man. Dudeja, did you pass your 12th? Be honest.
I took SP instead of maths. Yeah, secretary practice because first day I went to
Hey,
class.
what
I'm
is
like,
she? Our producer is saying she. I also took SP.
yeah,
instead of
Arey,
maths,
I
sir. What
went
is
to.
this?
I was late 15 minutes. They were doing some another thing only from school. I'm like कुछ continue नहीं कुछ अलग ही
हाँ,
किया.
अरे वो सिंबल विम्बल बना के कुछ बना रहे थे.
वो क्या बोलते थे उसको
Derivatives. Oh shit, क्या खतरनाक था.
मैं बोला मैं अभी कॉलेज में आया हूँ
हाँ,
इतना
dude.
मर के पास हुआ हूँ अभी ये थोड़ी होगा.
और कॉमर्स में ये सब क्यों आना चाहिए? साइंस में आना चाहिए ना ये सब.
हाँ तो मैं नीचे जाके स्लिप भरा भाई चेंज कर दो. प्रॉब्लम हो गया मेरा क्लास 6th फ्लोर पे हो गया उसके बाद चढ़ के जाना पड़ता था. तो मैं बोला छोड़ो यार अभी ब्लैक लिस्ट में देख लेंगे क्या हो रहा है.
Oh shit. Lewis Hamilton never had such problems, I think.
Yeah, how did we get from Lewis Hamilton to
Because Dudu.
Yeah. No, but like, he's dominated the season,
Yeah.
man. Did you all follow when you were kids the Michael Schumacher era?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so
I-
it's kind of like that. He's right now at 5 world championships.
Yeah.
Michael Schumacher's at 7. I think
And
it's
coma.
you should never.
Is he still
you
in
should
coma?
Michael Schumacher,
Yeah.
yes. You should never jump the gun, but it seems likely that he's getting a 6th, right? He already has most pole positions. It seems likely that he's going to cross 91 race victories from Michael Schumacher.
How many years do you think he has more?
He's what? He's 1986 born, I think. So he's 33 now. He has a good 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
So he could win 8 championships because the reason I say that is because he doesn't have a credible rival. Sebastian Vettel is in Ferrari and Ferrari should be putting all their weight behind him. But I don't think Vettel feels that support from Ferrari because he's looking over his shoulder at his teammate who's a rising star and he's at Ferrari.
Who's the guy? I forgot his name.
Charles Leclerc.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
forgot his name. As if at some point you knew.
No,
the
I
name.
knew. I saw the F1 documentary recently. So he's the guy whose godfather was supposed to
Yeah,
sign
his
with-
godfather was Jules Bianchi who
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, see, I
in-
know. He was supposed to sign and then he died, so this, whatever.
Yeah. So this guy has come
godson.
with like a motive to like, oh, I'll fulfill my dead godfather's dream and things like that. And the thing is, he's really talented. He's clearly going to dominate the next generation with
Yeah, but he's the
with
next
Max
gen.
Verstappen.
But
you have
what
to be
about
really
like,
rich for that to be your dream? No?
Of course, yeah.
मैं
In fact, speaking of you have to be rich, Jehan Daruwala won a Formula 3 race. And like, I immediately read reports that his father is with Shapur Palonji and
yeah,
things like
obviously you need that kind of backing.
that. I mean, I don't care about what backing you need, man.
His name is what? Jehan
Jehan
Daruwala.
Daruwala.
Yeah, he's obviously like full Parsi royalty.
Yeah. But
All Parsis
but
are royalty.
It'll be stunning to watch because I feel like he's not the Naren Karthikeyan, Karun Chandok where he's going to fill a place on the grid. I feel like if he makes it to F1 because he's quite young, if he makes it because he'll clearly have the financial backing, right? And
Yeah.
you need that in F1.
I mean, even Naren Karthikeyan had Tata backing him.
But like Tata backing Naren and your
Is that-
father backing you
Yeah.
is kind of
Oh, he
different.
is in the family.
No, his father manages a power unit or something for
Is
Shapur
Force
Palonji.
India still there?
No, Force India got sold last
Sold
year
to other
because
people, yeah.
everyone hates Vijay Mallya.
Vijay Mallya still owned Force India?
He had
Until
too much
last year.
swag, dude.
Until-
All these owners
But is
have
it still
too much
called
swag.
Force India?
No, now it's called Racing Point F1, which is the most boring name in the sport.
Yeah,
Who
that's
owns
so
it?
sad.
Now another guy's father owns it. So,
Oh, the guy who had put the money, the Canadian guy.
yeah, the
rich
Canadian Lance Stroll's father owns
Oh,
it.
so
Yeah,
not
yeah.
an Indian.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
There's no longer an Indian team on the grid, which is I'm sad about that.
They didn't get paid in England also. बनाते सब रुक गए. गाड़ी बनाते कि भाई owner गया.
So that's why F1 is at. It's on the verge of utter domination. The one person who could have stopped it, Sebastian Vettel, I don't think.
I'm not seeing Vettel anywhere. Where is he? On what
he
position?
is? He's at Ferrari. He's the number one at Ferrari for now.
No, but like right now on the table.
On the table,
yeah.
He must be third, I guess, or even fourth, because Max Verstappen puts in a consistent third, fourth podium performance.
He's pretty good.
How much of this is the car though?
A lot.
The car has a lot, but like the
Ferrari
thing, and the sport is breaking into grids almost. Okay, so the top 3 teams effectively compete with each other. Then there's a midfield, and then there are the back runners.
Okay.
So Force India at one point became the front of the midfield. They became the first challengers. This season, I think that's McLaren. McLaren is being the first of the midfield. Renault is second perhaps, and like your Racing Point F1 has fallen behind. Mercedes is dominating. Ferrari is nowhere to compete with Mercedes, but they're still very clearly second, and Red Bull is third.
Yeah, Red Bull's really picked up actually.
They've not really picked up. I feel like Max Verstappen has picked up and not Red Bull.
Yeah, who's the other driver for Red Bull right now?
That French guy, man. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Even
Pierre Gasly.
Gasly. Yeah, who was in Renault I think last year or something.
But to move on from F1 to other sports you all don't know about.
Football has a World Cup. Women's.
Yeah, how you got to know that, Aakash?
Because Dudeja told me.
I got an Instagram message.
Yeah.
I don't follow football, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, actually fair enough.
Yeah, no one follows except it's the worst sport.
I have not followed women's football. I don't follow men's football that much either. But I know this about women's football, that US is the Brazil of... Yeah. Not even the Brazil, it's just the dominator max of women's football.
US is the US of women's football.
Yes, actually, US is the US of women's football.
Oh wow, we are rating US the country too high on this right now.
No, but no, in the sense ki there's no other.
There's just no
analogy.
competition.
Like there's no parallel.
I looked through the results, and in all the round of 16 matches, with the exception of US only, actually, US is the only non-European team in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And to come to the quarterfinals, all the teams have dominated African, South American teams.
It feels like a very World War II kind of a thing to say. It's mainly Europe and America.
नहीं वो क्या होता है चार group है ना, तो then the minnows get distributed amongst all, and they distribute. No group has just.
It's like a 2007 cricket format.
It reflects which countries are investing in the sport also, right? And countries that don't have money, I guess, are not, because I don't think white women are sportingly superior to any other women, right? I don't think that's the case.
But even men,
like
I don't think
a race thing.
Yeah, I don't think they have a genetic advantage.
No, I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's just
it's an investment thing.
Yeah, it's like a lack of development in that talent area.
Yeah,
like you don't have the facilities.
Because I looked it up, and like, okay, in men's football, South America challenges Europe, right?
Yeah,
but that, at least based on seeing the results, that doesn't seem to be the case in football.
Yeah,
so there has to do something with the setup, infrastructure.
It's very interesting because football requires such little, like in terms of infrastructure, compared to other sports.
True. That is for you and me.
Most raw sport.
No, that is for you and me to play the sport. But like at a higher level, to win your trophies, medals, and World Cups.
No, but even then, the infrastructure is a little more lesser than like cricket, for example, or any other.
Not necessarily, man.
Yeah.
In football, घास कम है. Comparatively, घास कम उगाना.
And like
square footage wise, okay. Lesser equipment has to be bought. Okay.
And even like what happens is when you're younger, you're not playing those big fields. You're playing 3-on-3 or 5-on-5.
Yeah.
So that's like in terms of like cricket, you are still playing a bigger
field.
Our
school tournaments were 11-on-11, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, but like I'm saying in terms of
facilities
practice,
can sting,
in the practice and everything is all like smaller, and 3-on-3. That's how you build the game.
And
how old were you when you played 11-on-11?
You're saying how old was I when my school played 11-on-11?
I mean at the school, what like
in 5th, 6th standard they were playing 11-on-11.
Like that's 12, 13, right?
MSSA trophies are 11-on-11.
That's like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
So should ideally start before that, but 6, 7
we
and all.
also, I was in the basketball team in school, and we had lack of facilities because we didn't even have
court, shoes.
We didn't have court only.
Court तो होता ही नहीं है. हाँ.
Court तो था ही नहीं, मिट्टी था और उसमें भी पत्थर निकलते थे.
Yeah.
And then I remember going to the MSSA tournament, and I was just amazed कि ये लोग भाग रहा है और dribble कर रहा है और ball आड़ा टेढ़ा नहीं जा रहा है. You know what I mean? So you are just not used to that kind of playing.
And now that you spoke about this, I realized कि मेरे स्कूल में भी एक बास्केट था सिर्फ, दूसरे साइड नहीं था, एक था।
अरे हम लोग के सिर्फ बॉक्स, बोर्ड में बॉक्स होता है ना, कोच बोलता था उसमें मार दे।
हाँ वही बोलता था, एक लाइन में हम लोग खड़े रहते थे, वहां पे मारते थे पीटी में और फिर चले जाते थे।
This reason of like infrastructure and lack of it is often credited for India's decline in hockey also, right?
Yeah.
Because the moment AstroTurf came in, European and Australian nations started dominating, and India, Pakistan kind of fell behind.
India and Pakistan were busy shopping outside. They are like, हम कपड़े खरीद लेते हैं यार, ये change तुम कर लो जो करना है.
I'm so interested where that reference came from.
I'll give you my sources, guys. Yeah, please. But I'll give it off.
Okay, but to change it to the last sport.
Last sport.
Tennis fans.
But Wimbledon's going to start.
Wimbledon's going to start, and the run-up to Wimbledon has already started.
French Open था ना अभी तो.
खत्म हो गया ना.
Clay court season is over. Now it's grass court season.
And Nick Kyrgios is going to be back.
He'll be back, but Roger Federer has dominated the Hall Open.
I want him to win.
The thing is,
Wimbledon.
The what Open? Now what is this Hall Open?
It's an Open in Germany. Okay. It's like it's the run-up tournament, man. These are 3-set matches. These are not 5-set matches.
So it's not a big.
It's not a grand
slam.
slam.
It's the next level after a grand slam.
Okay.
Yeah. Level 2.
Didn't you just say it was a grand slam?
No, it's not a grand slam.
He won the final.
I know my tennis, all right.
He won the final in straight sets, semi-final in straight sets, and like he went to 3 sets and only one match. So
जोश में मतलब.
Josh mein, it's also a message and warning out, because Wimbledon will essentially be a contest between Federer, Djokovic. Nadal could challenge, but like
he'll challenge.
Of course he can challenge, and he has a chance to win also. Yeah. But like historically speaking, he's not likely to.
Yeah, that is true.
Federer was जोश में होश नहीं खो जाए.
So it's I feel it's going to be a contest between Federer and Djoko, and I don't think Djoko played this tournament.
Djoko will also come and kill.
But you can never count out Djoko, because Djoko is at his physical peak compared to the other two, and when he dominates, he physically dominates.
Yeah, we saw that in Australia Open.
Yeah, that was humiliation, man.
Yeah.
Australian Open was humiliation.
But you're also I think losing to such a big guy. You know, his physical presence is also imposing, you know. So when he starts getting that momentum, it's like, you know, you're bowling to Gale, and you know, first 3 balls he hits you for boundary. Suddenly can't fad jata ekdam.
It's not just like you're bowling. It's like you're bowling to Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli hits you for a 6, and like you accept that. But then Virat Kohli celebrates also like a very beast, right?
Yeah.
Which is what Djoko does. Like he gets a point. He'll make sure that the blind person in the audience knows that he scored a point. He will scream that loud. And
why are blind people watching tennis? How are they watching?
They have commentary, man.
Like that.
यार क्यों नहीं देखे यार बेचारे.
Anyway, you want to take a break? We can come back with our new segment.
Yeah, break ले.
माणसं ना गोलगप्प्यासारखी असतात. हाय हॅलो करताना वेगळी आणि बोलताना वेगळी आणि गप्पा मारताना वेगळी, मित्र झाली की वेगळी आणि शत्रू म्हणून वेगळी, थोडक्यात दिसणारी वेगळी आणि असणारी वेगळी, कधी आंबट, कधी गोड, कधी तिखट, तर कधी चमचमीत आणि कधी कधी हॉट अँड स्पायसी सुद्धा. आणि म्हणूनच गप्पा गोल गप्पा विथ तृप्ती खामकर फक्त तुमच्यासाठी दर बुधवारी IVM पॉडकास्टच्या ऍपवर, वेबसाईटवर किंवा युट्यूब चॅनलवर सुद्धा ऐकू शकता. तुम्ही आमचा पॉडकास्ट वेगवेगळ्या पॉडकास्ट प्लॅटफॉर्मवरती ऐकू शकता. फक्त सर्च करा गोल गप्पा विथ तृप्ती खामकर आणि आमचा पॉडकास्ट ऐकत राहा.
Okay, welcome back. We are back after our second break.
Break le liya.
And we are back to cricket, so I can talk now. And we are doing a segment called. So we are adding this. Okay, we didn't do this earlier, but we are defining this segment
for you guys.
Yeah, a segment within a show, a segment called Waddaplayah. In the show, Waddaplayah.
Waddaplayah of the week.
Waddaplayah of the week.
Yeah.
AKA wow.
But what about the team?
Hey baby, मेरे बाल तो देखो, wow.
This is what I propose, okay? Every week that whatever we conclusively decide is a Waddaplayah, Dudeja has to do a presentation ceremony on the mic in whatever voice he wants to that player, and we'll tweet to that player that audio bite, and we'll be like, sir, you have been bestowed the title of wow, just wow.
Wow, Shakib.
Oh God. But since he said that, I feel like do we have contenders to the wow? That is the first wow.
No, I think
that's going to be
the,
Shakib.
He's not of the week though. I feel he's the what? Like of the tournament. Like
What?
he's the of the
Like, is
tournament.
there a full
WOTT.
WOTT.
Waddaplayah of the tournament.
Oh, we are giving out awards now. What is the prize? Please tell him that.
That's
The
provided
prize,
they get to semis.
The prize is a Twitter follow from the three of us.
Yeah,
No, I
semis.
only followed Sushma and now she's not foreign affairs minister. So
Oh yeah, no, unfollow her. Huh?
unfollowed.
Yeah.
She's not fam, so she's not fam. So,
तो अभी किसको ट्वीट करना है अगर फैमिली अटक गई तो
The new foreign minister, I guess.
yeah, but
So
Shakib,
okay, let's first draw out the contenders. Okay, definitely Shakib, right?
definitely Shakib.
and my favorite David Warner obviously
Is he,
166
I don't think
50.
he's the wow in the Australian team, man.
He is a wow. What
Yeah.
are you saying? He's one of the highest scorers.
No, but not
But
this
then
week.
bend off.
No, he made a half century and 166.
Was it the 166 in this week?
Yeah, Bangladesh.
Yeah, but
Oh,
against
okay, he can.
Bangladesh-
Yeah, but
Bangladesh or Afghanistan?
I feel like if you're not
it was
the
Bangladesh, let me check.
outstanding player in your team, it's hard to consider. I don't know. Like Warner can be considered. Yes, he's the leading run scorer, so like it's kind of rich of
for
me.
his,
Basically, between him and
Brathwaite.
Finch, it keeps going
Brathwaite.
here and there.
There's Brathwaite.
Yeah.
There's
definitely.
Shakib.
Shakib is definitely up there.
Do we have more contenders to this? I don't think the Indian team doesn't have a standout performer.
Which
right,
is I'm
in
very
this
happy
tournament.
That's I'm
about
very
that.
happy.
Even,
Yeah,
even I'm very happy to let this small award go for in return
या
for the
लेके
big
जाओ ये
award.
सब हम कप लेके जाएंगे बड़ा वाला वैसे ही अपने को जगह नहीं है रखने को उनको दे दो
क्या अपना वर्ड?
हाँ अपना जो भी उनको चाहिए वो ले लो बाकी मेन कप हम लोग लेके आएंगे
Okay, so
30 है
मेरे को हैरियर चाहिए पर वो
so
वो तो दूसरे में था सॉरी.
yeah, that was Nissan is sponsoring the World Cup. You'll get
निशान
Nissan
का ऐड देखा है वो गाड़ी आता है क्रिकेट खेलता है खुद ही बॉल भी बन जाता है.
kicks. No, yeah. Okay, so there's Shakib, there's Brathwaite. Does Stokes count? Because I think he can be in the running, but he can't win.
But
I don't think
no
this
chance.
week he definitely can't win because England lost 2 games.
Yeah.
If we go by
already
cricket rules.
won the court case, so I think he's got enough.
What court case was
अरे
this?
वो उसने लात मारा ना एक
Oh,
आदमी.
pub वाला हाँ वही वाला
Okay, so there's Shakib, Brathwaite, and
Yeah.
Nabi also can't count because
they're losing pretty badly but we can do if you all want
Actually,
honestly.
honestly,
I feel like Malinga deserves because I feel like the victory over England was not solely, but like the pivot for it was surely Malinga.
Definitely.
And it's infused.
The way you say his name,
Pivot.
Malinga.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about your penis.
It's
like,
wow
Malinga,
where did that come
Ma,
from?
Linga, dude, Ling.
Okay, but
Oh, like Ma Linga. Oh my god. Is that how the West Indians like call it? Like, is that. Okay, no. Yeah. Yeah, even I took time to get it. Like, after he explained it.
That's how Sri Lankans speak.
I just want to include him because not only did he win the game for Sri Lanka,
But he put the fear of God also.
There's a different aura around the Sri Lankan team now, right? Like they genuinely believe they can win, and everyone's not taking them lightly anymore. Everyone's not like, hey, Sri Lanka, hey.
Yeah. And he's come back from retirement so many times. They are at least give him some rest.
Yeah, and I think I'm just glad that Malinga is no longer captaining because like he was the most unsuccessful captain
It
of
did
Sri
feel
Lanka.
like he was overburdened with captaincy.
Yeah, because they lost all 9 matches. he
यार
captained.
उसका बाल कितना ले लेगा और बर्डन यार ऑलरेडी सर पे इतना बाल है फिर कैप्टनसी भी दोगे
और फिर सेक्सी भी रहने का.
हाँ
World sexiest
I was
cricketer.
waiting for this to come up again. Every time we talk about Malinga, it's world. I know.
I cannot get over it, please. He's
the
world
most-
sexiest cricketer,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
Mikhail, get over it.
No, I'm not going to get over it. I'm not. Someone from the global south is world sexiest cricketer.
So then what a player of the week is Malinga then?
I think Shakib Bhai.
Shakib has a 5-4. He has.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's there will be
See,
much
okay.
more of-
Let's break it down. Okay,
Yeah.
Brathwaite is in for his batting performance. Malinga is in for his
Hey,
bowling
Brathwaite
performance.
even got 2 wickets or something. Hey,
Pocket change, bro. But Shakib is in for batting and bowling.
5 wickets, 4 wickets.
And what was his
3, 2,
economy
1.
rate in the game against Afghanistan? Man, that was
Yeah, ridiculous.
off
Yeah,
the
he's the
charts.
one. Like
Yeah.
first few overs or some 10 or 11 runs.
First
they'd
few
give.
overs, he was conceding 1 run per over,
Yeah.
and taking a wicket also per over
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah, and then later on he got bashed a little, but that's fine because
Overall,
I'll check,
साढ़े चार
guys.
का आया था?
I have good internet.
But yeah, I mean he's become like the backbone of the team, and the team is kind of playing around him.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, good and bad. I feel like
Is no one from Australia in the running? Like, okay, there's a Warner we've considered. And
Berendorf had a spell of a lifetime.
10 overs, 20.
Stark can be considered because although Berendorf got the fifer, it's Stark who gets you the crucial breakthroughs. Like when you need a wicket,
I
it's
agree.
Stark who's delivering
He
it.
brings it on demand.
Plus, what happens is Stark will put in that pressure so much that they're like, now we have to hit the other guy, and then they get those
Yeah, that's
wickets
also there.
as well. Like because he
But
puts
those
in that
balls
pressure.
were fast, dude.
Yeah,
You know what I didn't enjoy in the match yesterday against England? Australians are so quick to coin anything an Australian does. Yeah, this is ball of the tournament, ball of the century, new ball of the century.
Yeah, and float.
And
Fastest
you-
left arm of all time.
It's
Mitchell Stark. I'm like, it's Wasim, okay?
it's really annoying because they coined ball. The thing is, once you say ball of the century, it's so difficult for another person to be like, I'm going to go through all the other balls of the century and come up with a better ball because it's just
Which was the ball of the century?
ball of the previous century was Shane Warne.
Yeah, no,
And
this one I'm
the
asking.
new one is Mitchell Stark in the 2017 Ashes, right? They kept saying ball of this century and all that.
I think we need to calm down. We are just on 2019 and we have a
And
long way to
most
go.
of us won't be alive by the time the
Yeah.
century ends also.
They
So
need
why
to
are
keep-
we stressing?
But yeah,
What
Shakib
if-
Al Hasan's performance, I'll tell you, was 10 overs, 29 runs, 5 wickets and
A 50.
1 maiden.
And a 50 also in that.
And a
game.
50
and a
also.
50 also. 51.
51 pe out ho gaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
think-
I just feel like he's gonna come up again.
Aaron Finch,
and
anyone?
Malinga might not come up.
Aaron
next.
Finch, anyone?
Oh, the fearless leader. He's really found form, dude. I'm really happy with the way he's been playing. Like he looks like he knows what he's doing again. I think he was just missing. I think it was just the year or something because like the date changed and he just like came back.
I
think I was just waiting for.
I know what happened.
The Australian team has come out and said that the loss at home to India really hurt them, and that's where they
What they won?
They stopped to.
Nahi,
Oh, acha, they
Test.
are home. Acha, mera apna ghar.
No. So I think I get the feeling we are agreeing on Shakib more than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a not player of the week.
What a not player of the week.
Yeah, we should start more segments.
Okay, but we'll keep that for discussion and not come up with segments on the fly.
All right.
Okay, predictions, guys.
Okay, no wait. So we have to have a. Can we have the ceremony for Shakib Dudeja,
yes.
please?
So Shakib bhai, kaisa ja raha hai abhi? I don't know what is this.
No,
presentation?
don't back out of it. Please finish that.
Dude, don't put me under pressure. And I will do it next week.
Notice
no,
how
please,
Mikhail managed to get an idea in on the fly.
Yeah.
And is now making Dudu execute it.
Yeah, and like if it will be a terrible execution, like it's my fault. Okay.
Okay, but so Shakib Al Hasan, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you are. You are the first wow, the
Yeah.
wow of wows.
Wow, Shakib, mere baal to dekho. That's the only.
That's all I want. Okay, so now on to predictions for the Cricket World Cup
Yes,
in the
indeed.
upcoming week. Wait, 1 minute. 1 minute, since I have already been informed. Can we be told who won the previous week?
How much?
By a very narrow margin of 1 point, Mikhail
Oh!
has managed to
Oh shit! It feels so good, so sweet.
best, mostly
What a great
luck by chance
I'm back.
Dudeja.
Oh, luck by chance. Oh, is
Dude,
it?
I am an extreme person. I'll score 1 or 6 directly. I'm not this mid guy.
Yo, it's so nice to have the roles
Yusuf
reversed.
Pathan नहीं बनने का.
मैं कितना बनाया
It's
last
so
week?
nice to have the roles reversed and see you guys making the excuses I was
What
making last
excuses?
week.
I had no excuses.
It's
I
not
was just
about
warming
winning.
up.
It's about participating. That's what matters.
gee.
How much did I get?
3 points.
Oh man, why did I lose?
Mikhail got 6 and I got 5.
तो मतलब हम दोनों ने थूका तेरे पे almost
Okay.
थूक दिया तेरे पे.
Doesn't matter who gets the Instagram messages.
Yeah, this is the issue I want to bring up. You know, all feedback comes to Dudeja and you and I don't know if you get. I get no very feedback,
I
man.
also don't get
All
it.
the
What is
5
it about
people who
Dudeja?
give me feedback, I don't come too much on Instagram these days, but you still send messages to me only. I'll forward it. Okay?
But I think Sid is also the most likable person
It's
on this
true.
podcast.
Yeah, man. Get a personality and then we'll speak.
Yeah, I'm not going to trade messages for lack of knowledge of the world in general.
No, and even when he shits on you, he's so cute about it. It's fine.
Okay,
let's-
so on to predictions for this week.
Yes.
I have Siddharth's chart in my hand.
I have Mikhail's
I have
chart.
Aakash.
Lovely.
Okay, so first game West Indies India at Old Trafford
Aakash said India.
Mikhail also said India.
and Siddharth said India. This
Because we are not delusional.
Yeah, we are not.
you never know.
Then put that. You don't say you never
But
know.
the West Indian team is delusional.
Don't hate me because I won, bro. Don't hate me because I
Put
won.
your money where your mouth is.
I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm saying India.
Huh, You never know how.
You will see
I
through
can
the
also
predictions.
put money where my mouth is. It's just close to my mouth.
Sri Lanka, South Africa.
Sri Lanka, South Africa. Siddharth has said Sri Lanka.
I have said, Mikhail has said Sri Lanka as
And
well.
Aakash says Ceylon. This is a history podcast now. Aakash will.
Okay, so we've agreed on the first two matches.
Yeah.
If we win together. If
I
we
think
lose,
we're
we lose
going
together.
to agree on most matches
Yeah.
this week.
No,
For some
Pakistan,
reason.
Afghanistan.
Pakistan, Afghanistan. Siddharth has said Pakistan.
Akash also said pack.
And Pakistan for Mikhail.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, this week we're all going to have.
Okay,
this.
okay. No, we have to find the matches where we've disagreed.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
New Zealand, Australia. Siddharth day night at Lord's. Siddharth has said Australia.
And Akash has also said Aus.
And Australia.
I have said Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, the
Okay.
Trent Bowl spell against West Indies was just some next.
It was quite
level.
It was
nice.
gorgeous.
It was quite-
Wow.
Didn't he also take the catch on the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
fabulous catch.
Yeah, I have
Between
something to speak about England's bowling, but we'll do it next week now because. It's
You mean when they're not in the tournament?
Oh yeah. Then I can criticize them and be like, I was right. Like,
Okay,
always.
India, England.
India, England. Siddharth has said India.
Always. Akash has said UK.
I
No,
said-
Akash
What?
has said India. Sorry.
Mikhail has also said India.
Guys,
India.
on 5 matches we've agreed on
I'm
all 5.
telling you,
This is turning
but-
into a boring AF
No, no,
contest.
होना चाहिए।
होना चाहिए देखते हैं ना एक week क्या होता है.
Okay.
What if we all lose together?
Yeah.
Then we can.
Sri Lanka, West Indies.
Mikhail has picked Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Akash has also picked Ceylon.
And Siddharth has picked West Indies.
Finally.
Finally, because
The
I want some.
differentiator.
No, there is a differentiator in the last match as well.
Yes.
So we disagree basically on the last 2 matches. When is Bangladesh India played on what day of the week?
Tuesday.
The thing.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Because they play on Sunday, then they don't play
Yeah,
one
the
day. then
second is a
they
Tuesday.
play.
Yeah, so the thing is, next week we are recording on Monday. So we have effectively agreed to tie the tournament till Monday because we agreed on the first 5.
Oh, so let's just keep it till.
No, but let's go through with our
Yeah.
predictions. Bangladesh, India. Siddharth has said India.
And Akash also said Ind. Dot.
And Mikhail seems to think Bangladesh is going to win.
Oh,
know-
Nagin dance.
No, you want to know why I have said so? It's because I feel by that stage in the tournament, India would have qualified for the semi-finals. Bangladesh would not have qualified for the semi-finals.
So India will give
And
it away.
India might rest some players. I've made a calculated risk. Let's see how it goes.
If Bangladesh wins, you have to do the Nagin dance. Chal, we'll do the Nagin dance if Bangladesh wins.
Hey, what is this Nagin dance and all
You know,
that?
It is
friend of
Bangladesh's dance.
Is,
What are you saying? It's what's not. Your team's dance.
my
What
friend,
my team? Shut up! I'm from the
Against-
south of India.
a friend of mine is Bangladeshi. And we were
Is
having
he,
this-
is he Bangladeshi or is he
He's
just
from
Bengali?
Bangladesh.
Acha, okay.
Like he
acha.
grew up
Yeah.
in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Max.
Huh?
Max.
What?
Max
no,
Verstappen.
not Mixtel. No. So we were having this discussion about Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and like just the subcontinental cricket teams and like just the level of pride like that every Bangladeshi is right now feeling is just off the hook.
Yeah.
And he was like, they haven't had anything to be proud of in so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can be
Sab
proud of
tatti ja raha hai.
RC Cola. I think that is better than Coke.
No. The textile dominators, bro.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, in a country where a lot of things don't feel like
Yeah.
they're going well, it's like
It's-
what the
yeah,
Pakistani fan was crying about. I feel like
It's a
Even
very
in
heartwarming.
Afghanistan for that.
It's a very heartwarming story about Bangladesh cricket. I feel.
yeah, man. I
Yeah.
think they've done a damn good job. I think Bangladesh should be the Waddaplayah of the
I
league.
feel like there should be a third place playoff only so that Bangladesh can feel even prouder.
Yeah.
I want Bangladesh to come number 4 and play against India in the semis because India will be number 1.
I do want them to see each other in a knockout because Bangladesh has a lot of acrimony towards India for the previous World Cup because Bangladesh genuinely believes India had favors pulled in the last World Cup against them.
Against them?
Yeah.
Why? In the 2015 World Cup?
Yeah, there were certain third umpire decision reviews that Bangladesh felt should have gone their way but went India's way.
What's acrimony?
Like not pleasant feelings.
Not pleasant feeling.
On that note of learning something new, you guys.
Yeah.
Can you say acrimony in multiple voices, Dudeja, please?
Acrimony. So we should do the bhaji wala. Acrimony.
It has to be the guy outside the movie hall. Acrimony.
On that note, it's a wrap this week. We'll see you next week. If you liked our podcast, do listen to other podcasts on the IVM network. You can find them at IVM Podcasts. And if you want to find us on social media, you can find Aakash at
Kuch bhi Mehta.
And me at Sid Dudeja on Twitter and Siddharth Dudeja on Instagram.
and I will be Almeida Mikhail on Instagram and Mikhail Almeida on Twitter.
Wow,
That's
wow.
a wrap. We'll see you next week.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Paisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Paisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that the insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.